Rosamund Pike was visibly overwhelmed with emotion as she stood on stage during the curtain call of the Inter Alia press night at Wyndham's Theatre in London on Tuesday, a moment that captured not just the end of a performance, but the weight of everything that had unfolded before it. As the applause echoed through the historic venue, it became clear that this was not an ordinary reaction, nor an ordinary night. The actress, now 47, has stepped back into the complex and demanding role of Crown Court Judge Jessica Parks, a character she first brought to life when the play premiered at the National Theatre in July 2025. Returning to the stage for its West End transfer, she carried with her not only the expectations of audiences and critics, but also the emotional gravity of the story itself. From the very beginning of the production's journey, her portrayal of Jessica Parks has been recognized as intense, layered, and deeply affecting. The transition from the National Theatre to the West End brought a renewed spotlight, and with it, heightened anticipation. As the lights dimmed on Tuesday night and the performance came to its close, what followed was a reaction that spoke volumes. Rosamund, who has built a reputation for her composure and precision, appeared momentarily unable to hold back her feelings. Standing before the audience, she raised her hand in acknowledgement, but the sheer force of the response seemed to hit her all at once. The applause was not polite or reserved, it was thunderous, sustained, and filled with admiration. It was the kind of reception that can leave even the most seasoned performer shaken. At one point she brought her head into her hands, a gesture that revealed just how deeply the moment had affected her. It was not a rehearsed reaction, nor something crafted for effect. Instead, it felt entirely genuine, a spontaneous response to the overwhelming appreciation pouring in from the crowd. For an actress who has spent years navigating both stage and screen, including her memorable role in Gone Girl, this moment carried a different kind of intensity. Theater, by its nature, demands a raw and immediate connection with the audience, and on this night, that connection was undeniable. In Inter Alia, Rosamund steps into the role of a Crown Court judge who specializes in cases involving sexual violence. It is a role that requires not only technical skill, but also emotional resilience. The character of Jessica Parks is someone who operates within the rigid structures of the legal system, making decisions that carry immense consequences. She is defined by her commitment to justice, by her belief in the principles she upholds, and by the discipline required to maintain objectivity in the face of harrowing cases. Through Rosamund's performance, this sense of authority is clear, but so too is the humanity beneath it. The narrative of the play takes a dramatic and deeply personal turn when Jessica's world is thrown into turmoil. Her teenage son, Harry, becomes the center of a devastating accusation, one that challenges everything she believes in and everything she stands for. The accusation of rape is not just another case to be examined from the bench. It is something that strikes at the very core of her identity, both as a judge and as a mother. This conflict forms the emotional backbone of the story, forcing the character into an impossible position. On one side is her unwavering commitment to justice, a principle she has dedicated her life to. On the other is her instinct to protect her son, a force that is equally powerful and deeply personal. As the story unfolds, the tension between these two roles becomes increasingly difficult to navigate. Rosamund's portrayal captures this internal struggle with remarkable clarity, allowing the audience to witness the gradual unraveling of a woman who is accustomed to being in control. The strength that defines Jessica Parks begins to show cracks, not because she is weak, but because the situation demands more than any one person can reasonably bear. It is this complexity that has resonated so strongly with audiences and critics alike, turning the performance into one of the most talked about aspects of the production. The response from critics has been overwhelmingly positive, with many highlighting Rosamund's ability to bring depth and authenticity to such a challenging role. Among those offering praise was Patrick Marmion of the Daily Mail, who awarded the show 4 stars. His review captured the essence of the production, describing it as a roller coaster of a show, a phrase that reflects both the emotional highs and the intense, often uncomfortable lows that the story explores. He noted that Rosamund's performance stands at the center of this experience, driving the narrative forward and anchoring the audience through its most difficult moments.